guys, welcome back to What Cheers. I'm Nick as always, and tonight we're going to take a look at the brand new Treehouse Brewing Company release called Good Morning. It's a absolutely epic sounding beer. It's an Imperial Coffee Stout brewed with locally sourced grade A dark amber maple syrup. If that doesn't sound delicious, I don't know what does. My mouth is watering already. A little background on how this beer came to be. The first coffee stout that Treehouse got into was called Percolation at the beginning of the year, and it was just a really fantastic straight up coffee stout, and it was using a small batch Stumptown coffee roasters, so that was like really good stuff. From there, Extreme Beer Fest came around, and then Nate decided to brew Double Shot, which was basically a more amped up version of Percolation. I had like 30% more coffee, and he used two different roasts from different coffee roasters. Obviously, using the highest quality, small batch coffees and stuff like that. All about quality at Treehouse. So then after Double Shot came out at Extreme Beer Fest, it was a huge hit, and so Nate decided to keep brewing it, and it's been brewed several times over the last several months with different coffees from all over, and he even did some variants with like vanilla, coconut, I don't know, a bunch more. I didn't get to try any of them. There was only very few growler fills of them, but anyways, the point is that Double Shot is a absolutely world-class epic. It's an epic coffee stout. It's one of the best out there right now that you can find, and I did actually review it. I just don't think you're gonna have seen it when I post this one, but I did shoot a review for Double Shot from the first batch, the one right before Extreme Beer Fest, so I will post that at some point. And so anyways, this one was supposed to be a basically an imperial version of the Double Shot, which would be absolutely crazy, and that's what we got here, except this one has the addition of the grade A dark amber maple syrup. So it's its own animal, basically. It's a totally different thing because of that addition. So they actually named it Good Morning, which I think is an amazing name for it. So this one comes in at 8.4% as opposed to the Double Shot, which I think was 7.6, I want to say, and Percolation was like 7.3. So they're all sort of within the same range, but this one's obviously the strongest. This is an Imperial. The only funny thing about it is that this is the only one that he didn't put which coffees he actually used in the brew. It was just sort of, the description was sort of focused on the maple syrup. Regardless, I have no doubt that the coffees that are in here are the most amazing coffees out there. Nate's very particular about what he puts in his beer, and I'm sure it's amazing. So I think I covered everything, guys. Let's go ahead and get into this. I can't wait. All I've had from this was a sample at the brewery when I got these filled, and it was up there with the very best maple stout thing ever. So let's get into a glass, guys. I've let this sit out for a good while now. It's still chilled, but it's really sweating. Should be a good temperature. And yeah, guys, let's check out the Good Morning. I should also mention this was actually filled just 4 days ago, so super fresh. Been in the fridge. I can already smell the maple syrup on the cap, like on this right here. It's ridiculous. Let's get this opened. Alright guys, I just got this poured out, and I wish you could smell this already. It's freaking out of this world. Alright guys, so there's the appearance on the Good Morning, and as we're getting to the evening now, I should say good evening, but hey, what the hell. Beautiful, beautiful looking beer. I mean, honestly, Yeah, no doubt about it. This is pitch black. Pitch black. And a really beautiful mocha colored head to it. I mean, it looks really frothy and just like creamy, and my mouth is watering already, guys. This looks, I mean, just look at it. It looks amazing. It looks exactly how it should based on the description. Really creamy, just mocha head. Awesome stuff. And just pitch black. Let's go ahead and get an aroma, guys. I gotta tell you what this smells like. Oh my god. Did I mention to you guys how lucky I am to live next to Treehouse? I mean, it's an hour and a half drive each way for me, guys, which is nothing. It's nothing when you're getting beers like this. I have to tell you guys right now that this reminds me exactly of what Morning Delight smells like from Toppling Goliath. Like, to a T, this smells like Morning Delight to me. Huge coffee, just in your face coffee, not holding back. Big, giant, fresh roasted, really premium coffee. Huge, rich milk chocolate, dark chocolate, cocoa powder. Vanilla's in there too, and then the maple, guys. This thing is loaded with maple syrup. I mean, you can smell it through all the richness and the roastiness of the coffee. It's up front. This is really perfect temperature right now. It's slightly chilled. It's gonna approach room temperature as this review goes on, but I can get everything right out of this, and the maple syrup just smells so fresh, and just, it's that 100% real local maple syrup. I mean, there's nothing else to describe it as. But just the most delicious, fresh roasted, premium coffee ever, mixed in with maple syrup, chocolate, vanilla. Oh my god, I could literally sit here and smell this all day, but I'm not going to. This smells fucking amazing. Let's go ahead and get a taste, guys. Cheers. Oh my god. Yeah, that's the best maple beer ever. Like, I can't even imagine someone doing it better than this. Wow. It you know what? It reminds me of Morning Delight in the taste. It really does. I mean, it got everything about it similar to that, and it's even called Good Morning, which is kind of funny. And I know Nate and Mike are friends. Obviously, they did that awesome collaboration together. But wow, this beer is literally one of those things that just it leaves you speechless for sure. Right up front, first sip, you get this huge wave of chocolate, dark roasted coffees, espresso type character to it, vanilla. You just get like the cocoa. You're getting the maple syrup all the way through the taste. Like right up front, you get that pop of sweetness, that sweet maple candy kind of thing, like a chocolate covered maple or something, like maple candy. The amazing thing about the maple though is it's not overdone. Like it's in your face, but it's blended so well into the beer that it doesn't come across as cloyingly sweet. It doesn't come across as like, way out of balance. It just comes across as an accent to the rest of the flavors in the beer. It definitely accents, it makes it like a decadent dessert as you're drinking it, rather than just like, oh wait, it's like overpowering maple. No, it's integrated really well with the dark, rich, roasted coffee, the chocolatey flavors, the vanilla, and it's just, yeah, wow, what a beer, guys. Mouthfeel on this thing is freaking silky smooth. I mean, I'd say it's got medium to low carbonation, just enough to help the beer move along, but this is like a creamy, rich kind of silky smooth beer, very decadent. This is definitely a sipper, not because of the alcohol, because this is so much flavor. I mean, it is a decadent, rich treat. But what's beautiful about this beer, again, is that it's not cloying. It's not overdone. The roastiness and the bitterness from the coffee kind of flavors are definitely balanced out by the maple sweetness. This is a beer that could be a huge hit if it's rebrewed, which I can tell you right now, it is going to be rebrewed, so you guys will be able to get your hands on it maybe next batch. I kind of hate reviewing beers that I hate to review beers that I post that you guys can't get again if they're like one-time things, but I already found out that this will be brewed again, so I think we're going to see this beer be a huge hit on BeerAdvocate. Probably going to garner a lot of hype. If this was bottled like Morning Delight is, this would be just as ridiculous to get. I had Morning Delight at Extreme Beer Fest again. That was the most recent time, and I can tell you this stands up to that just as good, and that's one of the best beers ever that I've just ever had. So I think this is, I'm super lucky to get to try it. Obviously, I say it all the time. But guys, I'm going to sip on this for just a few more minutes. It's almost approaching room temp now. So I'll see you in a few minutes with my final thoughts and rating on the Good Morning. So far, mind-blowing stuff. Alright guys, so I've been sitting here with a Good Morning and just thinking about how ridiculous this liquid is that came out of this damn bottle. It's just one of the best things I've ever tasted, which is saying something. Reminds me a lot of Morning Delight. I'd love to try them both fresh side by side, but just the fact that they're able to put out this beer and have growler fills of it is just crazy. It's just world class. Gotta be the best maple coffee stout out there besides Morning Delight. I mean, just nothing that I've had has come close to it. The maple syrup integration to this beer is just perfection. You can taste maple syrup all the way through. It cuts through all the rich chocolate coffee notes, that bitterness from the coffee, just the richness of it. It cuts through all that with this real maple syrup flavor, and it's just unbelievably well balanced. You definitely want to sip and savor this. Share it with somebody. It's a decadent treat. But at the same time, I can tell you it's easy to drink. If you like these kind of beers, it's super easy to drink. What's nice after you swallow, I just took another sip, and you get all the flavors just resonating on your palate. Just the chocolate, the roastiness from the coffee, the maple syrup's kind of sticky coating on your tongue. But it just is out of control good. I'm definitely not going to drink more than this right now, and I still have a ton of this growler left. I'm going to share it with my girlfriend when she gets here, because this is just something that you really should share and savor. And it's a big bottle to have by yourself. It's one of those beers that's so good you can't describe it well enough. You know what I mean? I can't describe to you how good it smells and tastes. I can say coffee and chocolate all day long, but it's one of those beers that you really can't believe how good it is unless you smell and taste it for yourself. And this is one of those examples, rare examples, where that is the case here. I can't say enough about it. It's absolutely mind-blowingly good. So on BeerAdvocate, guys, this one has a 98. As I said, it just came out. By the time I post this, it'll absolutely be 100. Just I can tell by the scores. Not many people have reviewed it yet, again, like I said, but it will be brewed again. So I will post this because people will get a chance to try this. You can at least be aware about it. When it comes out, you can trade for it if you're not around, or go to the damn brewery and get it. This is absolutely worth your time and money, and I'm sure that, I have no idea how you brew a beer like this, but I'm sure it's not cheap. I'm sure it's very time intensive, and I'm sure it costs a lot of money to brew. So definitely worth your time to go and try one of the best beers that I've ever had. If you like coffee stouts, if you like maple syrup, nothing else to say, guys. So it has a 98 right now. There's not many reviews. I easily have to give this 100. I don't care if you guys think I give out too many hundreds, or if I'm a Treehouse fanboy, or whatever you may think. If you don't like my reviews, or you think I give out hundreds for everything, but guys, those are the beers I choose to review. It's not bullshit. There's no point in me not reviewing stuff like that. So it's 100. It's another world-class, absolutely epic beer that deserves to be shown to you guys and learned about, and yeah, just be aware of. So with that being said, gonna get out of here and go sip on this absolutely ridiculous beer. It's almost like not even a beer, it's like a dessert. As far as Imperial Stouts go in general, I think this one's just going to shoot up the BeerAdvocate charts. I know it already is. I just think this one's just going to fly up the charts because as a non-barrel aged Imperial Stout, you really can't do much better than this. This is just as good as it gets for not putting it in a barrel, which everybody's doing these days. So big, props to Treehouse for just making an absolutely epic Imperial Stout, not barrel aging it. And honestly, if they decide to barrel age this one down the road, they can, but it doesn't need it. I mean, this thing is just so jam-packed with flavor, and it's a perfect beer, absolutely perfect in every way. I can't wait to see, if this beer catches on with people, if they find out about it. For right now, I feel like it's our little secret. But, with beers like this, usually word tends to get out and hype begins to start. So they can be good or bad, but I just feel very fortunate to try this beer. All right, guys, so I'm going to get out of here. And thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate your views. And remember to comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this beer if you got to try it. If you didn't, make sure you stay tuned on Treehouse's webpage, Facebook, Twitter, all that. And be aware of when the good morning comes back again. Absolutely incredible. So again, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next beer review. Cheers.